your testimony that you will give today in the matter of the state of Georgia versus Jose Ibarra will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name for the record and spell it for Madam Clerk.
First name is Preston, Preston. Last name Norris, N is in November, Orris.
Where do you work?
University of Georgia Police.
How long have you worked there?
Going on 6 years.
What are your duties and responsibilities there?
I'm currently assigned as a sergeant in the Criminal Investigations Division.
That is your rank, and you tell us where you work, but what do you do day in and day out?
So I am now the evidence custodian and property management detective in the Detective Bureau. So I also oversee a group of corporal detectives and work cases that are assigned to me whenever they come in.
Were you assigned as the lead investigator in the murder of Laken Riley?
I was.
Tell us, first of all, did you respond to the scene of her murder?
I did.
What time did you get there?
Approximately 1 o'clock.
What did you do while you were there?
I assisted Sergeant Daniel Saunders. Well, he's a lieutenant now. He was the lead evidence custodian at the time. I assisted him and GBI Special Agent Daniela Stewart in processing the crime scene.
And assisting them, at some point, were you an individual or the individual that was able to locate Laken Riley's phone?
I was.
Tell the court about that process and how it is that you were able to find her phone.
Okay, so we were unable to find her phone that entire day. We had evidence that showed that it was still in the area based on what her roommates were saying, that it was still pinging near where the body was found. And we also had live pings coming from Verizon, which was the cell phone provider that Laken had. So we knew it was still in the area. We believed it may be under where her body was located. So as soon as the coroner removed her body, we first searched in that area for the cell phone. It was not there. So then I started a periodic search around where the body was located. And about 25 minutes into that process, I found the phone.
Okay. By the time that you did that, what's a periodic search?
So I did like a 20-yard perimeter of where her body was found. So I went directly in front of where the body was found, looked in that area, kind of moved to the right, basically moved in a circle around the body within like 20 yards, shining my flashlight just to see if I could get anything to reflect off the light, and the phone did reflect off my flashlight.
So by the time that you were doing that, was it dark?
It was very dark.
Okay, I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 171. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is it?
This is my flex cam footage of me finding the cell phone.
And is it a fair and accurate recording of that process?
It is.
And the state would move to Exhibit 171, request permission to publish.
No objection. 171 submitted, you may vote.
Can we toggle back over, Your Honor? Is that you that just talked?
Yes, that is my voice.
What did you say?
I almost stepped on it.
And by it, you meant?
The cell phone.
All right, so you see your flashlight. What time was this now, if you look at the time on your flex cam?
In Eastern Standard Time, this is 6:56 in the evening.
And what are the white things that we see in your reflection off your light?
Dust, bugs,
Okay.
just stuff.
Things that are in the woods?
Yes.
So you locate the phone, and then who ends up collecting that phone?
Daniela Stewart with the GBI and Sergeant Saunders.
So how long were you at the scene the day Laken Riley was murdered?
Roughly 8.5 hours, I'd say.
And at some point, when you left, where did you go?
We were on the way back to the police station when Captain Graham received a call. In the vehicle is Captain Graham, Sergeant Saunders, and myself. He received a call from someone at ACCPD in reference to one of their officers locating a jacket at the, I refer to it as the Argo Apartments, located at 2085 South Millage Avenue. One of their officers had found a jacket that they wanted us to look at.
The Argo Apartments located there off Millage Avenue, are those located in Clark County, Georgia?
Yes, they are.
I'm sorry, Athens, Clark County, Georgia.
Yes.
And is that on UGA property, or is that, how close is that to UGA?
It abuts UGA property, roughly 50 yards from UGA property.
So you went over there, and what happened once you got there?
So first things first, we met with Officer Zach Davis, who was the one that located the jacket. We kind of got a brief from him, what he had noticed inside the recycling dumpster. I tried to look in through the slit. I could not see anything inside the dumpster, so I climbed over the side of the dumpster to get a look at the jacket. And after I made those observations, I agreed that we needed to collect it. And once I jumped back off of the dumpster, I was kind of looking in the area for anything else that stood out to me. And when I turned to my right, I saw a video camera that was looking at me at one of the neighboring apartments.
What did you do after you saw the video camera?
I went and talked to the resident who lived in that apartment.
Did the resident allow you in?
Yes.
And what's his name for the record?
Edwin Edelinsky.
Could you spell his last name for Madam Court Reporter, please?
Edelinsky.
When he allowed you in, what did you ask, and what did you do while you were in his apartment?
I asked him if it was his apartment and if he knew if the video camera was working that was facing towards the dumpster. He said that it was.
Yeah. Don't tell me what he said, but did he allow you to look at his video?
Yes, he did.
And did you look at his video?
I did.
From apartment B32?
Yes.
And did you collect video from apartment B32?
I did.
And I'm going to then show you what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 173. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is it?
It is a video clip that I collected from the owner of that residence.
And it is a fair and accurate recording of the video that you collected from B32.
That is correct.
State would move to admit 173.
Any objection to 173?
Judge, can I have just a second with the counsel?
Yes.
Judge, I think that this is without Mr. Edelinsky here to verify that that was captured and that the system was working appropriately, that would not be admissible.
That's not required. It's just a matter of what he saw that day, and he recorded himself that evening. So I think we have created the appropriate foundation for that.
I'll admit it over objection.
Thank you, Judge.
So States 173, I'm going to request permission to publish. When you viewed that evening in his apartment,
Yes.
and you got a recording of it from him, correct?
Yes, he emailed it to me.
And you also saw it yourself from his device, right?
Yes, yes.
What type of camera did he have?
It was a UFI camera, EUFI.
And the thing that he emailed you, was it exactly the identical video that you had seen with your own eyes from his UFI camera when you were standing inside his apartment?
Yes. That's the wrong clip.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me look at the date. Oh, wait, these are the
Yep,
wrong ones.
yep.
Sorry. Is it the one in the middle?
It's a different
Oh, the
flash
different
drive.
one. Hold on,
Yep.
just 1 minute. It says, guys. You obtained a lot of UFI video
Yes,
from
I did.
this one that I just showed then, which is 173. Just tell us what UFI clips these are.
These are video clips of two Hispanic males that Sophia and Lily saw the day of the murder on the 22nd.
And you obtained those as well in the same manner?
Yes, I did.
Hold on just one moment. We're missing a thumb drive. I can't read your handwriting. May I approach? Is that, say, 124?
Yeah, that's not it.
So where does that leave us with 173?
We're
Not
still
sure.
going to, with that, maybe come relevant a little later.
Okay, so you're withdrawing 173?
No, I still want the 173 and that part of 173 as well. There were several UV clips, so I'll get into explain which clips these are.
Okay.
And may we have
Just
part?
Let me make sure I understand. All of 173 came from that apartment camera that was focused on, is that what? Is
That's
that
correct. All of 173 came from apartment UFI camera from B32.
Okay.
It's just that he got several different days and different clips from that day from B32, and this one is just a different one than the
Okay.
one that I am looking for with the thumb drive that we cannot find right now. So one moment, Your Honor, because it's got to be in there somewhere.
Judge, while we're here, I know that the state's looking to admit this, we have the same objection to this, which is that Officer Norris cannot independently verify that the system that was capturing these videos was working appropriately, and thus it's all hearsay. He doesn't know. He's not able to lay that foundation.
Well, how is it different from a homeowner that comes in and then retrieves a recording that wasn't there to see it? It's unlike a photograph where people take a photograph and you ask about a foundation, about them being able to testify that it accurately depicts the scene at the time. I don't know what the difference would be.
I think it's less about the accuracy of the scene itself, which no one could testify to who didn't actually see it themselves. It's whether or not the video that is captured, it's the same way of any other surveillance video in a bar or a gas station, anything like that, that the owner and the operator of that system has to be able to testify that the system itself was working appropriately when the recording was made in order to lay the foundation for the video showing it is an actual video of what it's supposed to be. And so that's what the objection is, Judge.
That is absolutely not true under Georgia law. Georgia law has a statute that is aimed exactly at videos like this, and I will pull it up if I can get my computer to come up, that talks about the authentication of videos that are self-recording, like rings, like UFI, like body cam, like dash cam. And the state has made the appropriate foundation, or has met the appropriate foundation for this type of video in this case.
And it's still admitted.
And we're still turning here, but I need one moment, y'all. We have misplaced one thumb drive, and I really do need to go find it real quick. May we take a 5-minute break?
Yes.
It is, we have about 27 thumb drives at this point, and I cannot read his handwriting, so I need to find it briefly.
Would it help? Does he need to step down?
Yes, may he step down as well, but it might be in our office as well. So let me, if I could.
You want me to send the jury back to the jury room while we do
That would be
this?
great. Can we take a 5-minute break for the jury? And I will see if I can come up with this. For identification purposes, the State's Exhibit 172. Do you recognize that exhibit as well?
I do.
What is it?
This is a flash drive. I put multiple videos on, including the video that you were looking for.
Okay, including the UPB 32 video
Yes.
that we were just talking about.
Yes, that's correct.
What other videos are also on this thumb drive?
There are also some videos from a ring camera that was also within the apartment complex.
And then what resident did you obtain the ring cameras from, videos?
Bethany Paisley.
What is her apartment number?
Delta 124.
How did you obtain those videos from Bethany Paisley?
We had one initial video that was collected from Bethany on the 23rd by one of our captains. I went back a few days later and obtained the rest of the videos that her ring camera captured during the time period.
All right. And did you obtain those videos in the same way that you did the B-32, meaning you showed up at her residence, you had access to her camera, and you looked at it yourself, and then you recorded them.
That's correct.
And can you testify that all the videos on State's Exhibit 174, whether it's from B32 or D124, are fair and accurate recordings of what you yourself saw on both B32 UFI and D124 Ring?
That's correct.
State would move to admit 174. Thank you.
Let me ask, is it 174 or 172?
Now, let me go see. I need to see at this point. It is 172.
Objection to 172. Is there one? Okay.
There is, Judge, and it's because Officer Morris is not, I have no doubt that that's what he saw on this, because I think it's what we're gonna see. But the problem is whether or not he can competently testify as to where that came from, what it was recording, whether that system was operating correctly.
I think under 24.9.923C, that's addressed, and I will
Yes, thank you. That was the statute number I was looking for. Thank you. So I'm going to now, with the court's permission, publish at least one of the videos off of 172. And we're going to talk about the others from D124 a little later. But the video that I'm going to publish off of States 172 would be the UFI video from apartment B32. First of all, as I'm publishing that first video, and there are 3 videos on States 172 for the record, this is the first video on that thumb drive. Do you see the dumpster that you were at that night in States Exhibit 172 in this video?
I do.
Okay. Can you please point to it for the court using a pointer? There's a pointer right in front of you.
To your left?
This?
No.
It's old school.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
In the center of the screen?
Yes.
Do you see in the UFI video a date and time at the top?
I do, yes.
What is the date and what is the time?
February 22nd, 2024 at 09:43 in the morning. Is that complete playing the clip of the B32 UFI video from the 22nd day of February 2024 at 9:44 a.m.? Yes.
All right, using this screen that's up is still 172 for the record. I want to ask you a series of questions about this exact location.
Okay.
And to do that, I have a map for you, which is going to be, which is already marked as States Exhibit 175. And I'm going to ask if you recognize Stage 175.
I do, yes.
What is it?
It is a overhead map of the immediate area surrounding the intramural fields and South Millage Avenue.
And with using States 175, aid you in your testimony today before the court regarding the locations surrounding this area.
Yes, it would.
State would move to admit States 175, request permission to publish for demonstrative purposes only.
No objection for this purpose, Judge.
Very well, it's admitted for that purpose.
I don't know if it's going to fit, so I think what we can do gonna do is set it right here, and not use the easel because it's too big. And if you could, Detective Norris, first of all, I need to make sure that His Honor can see. Can you see?
I can. I'll stand up as I need to.
And that counsel can see. Can y'all see? Yes. And if you could step down with the court's permission, but you have to keep your voice to Madam Court Reporter, and you have to keep your voice up so that she can hear you. Show the court what we're looking at here in State 175. I want to start with, use your pointer. Where'd the pointer go? I want to start with the apartment complex that we see here in this video, the UFI video. It's at States 172. Where is that in this diagram?
The complex is right here in this area.
Okay. And where was Laken Riley's body discovered?
Right here in the intramural fields.
Okay. And there's an incident that we're going to talk about a little later, which is Building S. Where is that located in here?
This building right here.
Okay, with an S on it for the record. And then is Laken Riley's residence also depicted in here?
It is, yes.
Could you show us that?
It's 1686 Millage Avenue Extension.
All right. So distance-wise, did you measure all of these distances?
Yes.
Okay. So I'd like you to tell us, for the record, the distance between Laken Riley's body and that dumpster that we see in this UFI video. What is that distance?
Roughly 400, 450 yards.
The distance between Building S and Laken Riley's body, what is that distance?
I believe it was roughly 400 yards.
The distance between Building S and that dumpster is what?
150 yards,
Okay.
roughly.
All right. Is there a camera, a trail cam, or was there at the time? Did the University of Georgia Police Department have a trail cam up near Building S?
Yes, we had a trailer cam set up in front of Building S at the time, around this area.
Okay, right next to where the pedestrian is depicted in this
Yes, there's
exhibit.
a bus stop that was here, and it was right in front of the bus stop in that area.
What is a trailer cam? And you can go ahead and resume your seat so Madam Court Reporter can hear you really well. What is a trailer cam?
So we have two of them in our department. You've probably seen them at department stores like Lowe's or Walmart. It's basically a set of cameras that are attached to a trailer that you can. It's a portable trailer that has cameras attached to the top of it. They usually have them at Lowe's or Walmart to prevent shoplifting.
I'm going to show you a few other state's exhibits. These are 156, 155, and 157. I ask if you recognize those.
I do, yes.
Let's take them one at a time. Let's first go with 156. What is State's 156?
This is a overhead of the Argo apartment complex.
The apartment complex that we see in this UFI video?
That's correct.
All right. The state would move to admit State's 156. State would move to admit 156.
No objection.
156 is admitted.
While I'm up here, 155, what is that?
This is an overhead of the intramural fields, specifically the Oconee Forest Park area.
State would move to admit 155.
No objection to any of those three.
All right, and then the state would move to admit 157 as well.
All right, they're admitted without objection.
I want to first start with 155 or 156. Would the court be able to toggle back over? Tell us 156, which apartment complex this is.
This is the Argo apartment complex.
And I'm going to try to zoom in a little more. If I can. I don't know how this Zoom works here. No. Anyway, in this exhibit 156, can you see the dumpster that we had seen in the prior UFI video?
Can't really see the dumpster, but you can see the concrete pad that it sits on, yes.
Okay, can you point that out for the court?
It is between building B and C here. This white area is the concrete pad that the dumpster is sitting at.
How many different buildings are in this apartment complex?
5.
Okay. And what are their numbers or letters? Excuse me.
It is a A through E.
Do you Did you eventually learn in this case where Jose Ibarra was living at this time?
Yes.
Where was he living?
Delta 126.
So show us building D in this video, or in this photograph.
It's the one labeled D right here at the top of the picture.
Okay, and before I go back to the Eufy video, well, in the Eufy video, we see the individual dump the jacket and then walk towards the bushes and then walk away.
Yes.
In what direction was that person walking?
Walking towards building E in the northeast area of the dumpster.
Okay. Would that be towards building D?
Yes. Building D is also in that direction.
All right. Are there cut-throughs, or sometimes called cuts, between the apartment complex and then the road that we see on the edge of 156?
Yes, there are two main cut-throughs.
Tell us, first of all, what is the road that we see?
Millage Avenue Extension.
Okay. And is that the same road that Laken Riley lived on?
Yes.
All right. How do you get from the apartment complex onto Millage Avenue Extension?
The easiest way would be through one of the two cut-throughs.
Show us the cut-throughs.
The first one is between building C and D. Right here, there's a little cut-through area here. And then the second is between B and C where the dumpster is. That's another cut-through.
Where's building S in this photograph, and what direction?
It's up here.
All right, at the very top?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And when I say building S, I mean building S at the University of Georgia Housing.
Yes.
All right, thank you. State's Exhibit. Oh, I'm going to go on that for a minute. I want to go to Building D. So you said that he lived in D126.
Yes,
Did you meet the neighbors, his neighbors, at D125 and 124?
I did, yes.
Will you tell the court when you met them, how you met them?
I met them on February 26th. That is when I met Bethany Paisley, the resident of 124, and I gathered her ring video. That was captured on the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd. And then I also met with the resident of 125. He also had a camera that captured photographs in the window of his apartment. So I also met with him and obtained some photos from him.
Did you obtain those photos from him in the same manner in which you obtained the ring video and the Eufy video?
Yes.
Did you stand in his apartment, look at the camera, and take the photos?
Yes.
I'll get to the photos in a minute. The Eufy video that we just saw, was it sent to the GBI Cyber Center for enhancement?
It was, yes.
And is there one image that they were able to do is enhance it and slow down parts of that video?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, if you could toggle back over, I'm going back to 172. One minute. It started too fast. I'm back it up. What are we looking at here in 172?
This is the GBI Cyber Forensics slowed down and enhanced version of the same video we watched earlier.
From B1 or from B32?
That's correct.
So going back to States 172, you had a folder in there, ring videos from D124.
Yes.
That would be the neighbor, Bethany, that you've already told us about. I'm going to publish some of her videos, but I'm going to do it one at a time. So this ring.com video, do you see the date and time in the corner of it?
I do, yes.
And could you please tell us that for the record?
February 22nd, 2024 at 10:21 a.m. And that is Eastern Standard Time.
In what direction was that person walking in that video that we just saw?
It would be south in the apartment complex towards a dumpster.
Okay. And that dumpster that they were walking in the direction of, did you all search that dumpster?
Yes, we did.
And did you find anything related to this crime in that dumpster?
We did not. We later learned that it had been dumped approximately 45 minutes after this video was taken.
Okay.
had been picked up by the trash service.
Next ring on D124, what's the date and time of this one?
This one is February 19th, 2024 at 02:02 a.m.
And this is what, the next video, what is this date?
This is February 21st, 2024, around midnight 21.
Okay, do you recognize the person in this video, this clip?
Yes, that is Diego Ibarra.
Okay. Sorry. The next one, I'm going to pause it real quick while it's running. What is the date and time of this one?
February 21st, 2024 at midnight 31.
And do you recognize the person in this video?
That is Jose Ibarra. And that is Diego Ibarra.
All right, now stop this one. This is the fifth video. What's the date and time of this one?
February 21st, 2024 at 7:02 p.m.
All right, do you see the shirt in that video?
I do, yes.
And have you seen that shirt before?
Yes, I have.
And where did you see that shirt?
This is the shirt that Jose Ibarra was wearing in the B-32 video that captured him discarding the jacket in the dumpster.
Is he also wearing a hat in this video?
Yes, he is.
And what type of hat is it?
It is a flat bill style hat.
And stopping the next video, what's the date and time of this one?
February 21st, 2024 at 9:04 p.m.
What is in his hand?
I believe it's a cell phone.
And does he have a bag on in this video?
Yes, a crossbody sling bag.
Okay, can you point that bag out for the court, please?
This bag is right here across his body.
And in your investigation into this case and the searches that you all conducted, did you ever find that bag?
We did not.
The shirt that he's wearing in this video, did you ever find that shirt?
We did not.
Date and time of this, I believe, our fifth clip.
February 21st, 2024, 9:07 p.m.
And who is this person?
Jose Ibarra.
And now what is he wearing?
That is the blue jacket that we wound up finding in the B-32 dumpster that had been discarded.
And the last clip.
February 22nd, 2024, 1:35 a.m.
And I may have to back it up for this, but what's he wearing in this video?
The blue jacket, the flat bill hat, pants and slides.
When you say slides, what do you mean by slides?
Slide on basketball shoes. Open toe.
How much video did you look at from D124?
All of the videos she provided me with, I believe they went through February 19th of 2024 through February 23rd, 2024. So over 4 days.
And were you looking for both Diego Ibarra and Jose Ibarra?
Yes, I was looking for all of the residents of the apartment, 126.
You said that also the neighbors at 125 had a camera as well.
Yes, that's correct.
And instead of a video camera, it was a still camera.
That's correct.
And you explained to us how you collected images from that camera.
I spoke to the resident that lived there, and he allowed me to send the pictures that were captured from that video camera to myself through email.
And is that what you did?
Yes, I did.
I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification purposes as States Exhibits 158 through 162, and ask you a series of questions. If you could look at those for me, please. Do you recognize those items?
I do, yes.
What are they?
These are the some of the photos that I gathered from the resident of 125.
And are they fair and accurate depictions of the photos that you collected that day from the resident?
Yes.
State we move to admit 158 through 165? 62.
Subject to the same objection, but I think there's a foundational problem here.
I'll admit it over objection.
And may I publish?
Yes.
Could you please toggle back over, Your Honor? Start first with $162. It's stuck. Why is it stuck? Try again. I think it's warming up. It should be up again. Okay, if we toggle back over, it's up. It should be working. Great. What is 162?
This is a picture that depicts Jose Ibarra without the bag that I saw him with 3 minutes prior in their ring video.
What's the date and time of that?
February 22nd, 2024, 10:24 a.m.
$159. Does this depict, and what's the date and time?
The date and time is February 21st, 2024 at 9:35 p.m. and that is Jose Ibarra with the blue jacket and the black and white Adidas cap.
So unlike the ring footage from D124, the still photos are actually in color.
Yes, you can actually see the colors of the images.
And do these color images line up timestamp wise with the Ring doorbell video or the Ring video? It's not
Yes,
doorbell.
they do.
Okay. So States Exhibit 160, date and time?
February 21st, 2024, 11:44 p.m.
And what is depicted in that photo?
That is Jose Ibarra wearing the gray and black t-shirt with the crossbody sling bag.
161.
February 22nd, 2024, 1:34 a.m. And that is Jose Ibarra with the sling bag and the blue jacket, which you can't see his face in this one, but it lines up with the Ring video that was captured at 1:35.
Okay, so if you look at the Ring video at the same time and compare the same,
Yes,
you can see the face.
because he is walking in that direction.
And 158.
February 21st, 2024, 7:08 p.m. And that is Jose Ibarra carrying the blue jacket the same way he was carrying it in the B-32 video.
Did you conduct other video review in this case?
I did. I've watched hundreds of hours of video for this case.
State's Exhibit 157, I want you to explain to the court, in general terms, and maybe we'll drill down, but in general terms, what videos did you watch and why?
So the ones that are not depicted on this photo, I watched surrounding business video that was in the area of Millage Avenue and Macon Highway, which was the Shell gas station, the Chevron gas station, the Waffle House, and a liquor store, I believe it's Tallboy Package Store. I watched all of our video footage, exterior and interior cameras, February 22nd, 2024, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. that day. And then this photo depicts the UGA campus security camera map. So all the little camera icons that you see on this map, at each of those locations there are 4 different cameras. And I watched all of the video cameras from those areas.
It's hard to see on the screen or on that. I have a different way of showing this image 157 on the screen. And so if the court could just toggle over, I'll show 157 on the screen. That will be easier for everyone to see. There we go. Is that also 157, just a little easier to see?
Yes, it's just the digital file.
All right, so if you could use the digital file of 157, it's easier to see, and show the court where are all the cameras in and around the intramural fields that you looked at.
This first camera here is Millage Avenue Extension by University Village. We have 3 buildings here, T, U, and V, so it kind of watches these buildings as well as the crossing this intersection here.
Okay, hold on a second. I'll have to do this in phases because the whole image can't be picked up. Go ahead.
This camera here is located at East Campus Road at Rogers Road.
I'm going to have to move your microphone because it's hard to hear you. I think Madam Court Reporter's having a hard time hearing you.
Yes.
So if you can keep your voice up.
Yep. So this the second camera is at East Campus Road and Rogers Road. There's 4 camera angles at that location.
Okay, next camera.
This is located at East Campus Road at Agriculture Drive.
Okay.
This one is East Campus Road at College Station Road. This one is College Station Road at River Road. And then we also have cameras set up in the intramural fields in the parking deck.
And there's one more camera that was cut off because of the digital file.
Yeah, the trailer camera that I mentioned earlier, this is where it was located at in front of Building S on UGA property. So
you watched how much video from all of these cameras that we see in States 157?
All of these cameras we downloaded that morning, 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'll watch the majority of these cameras. One other detective helped me watch 2 or 3 of them, but I watched most of the video from these cameras.
Okay, and the other detective that watched the other ones is named?
Sergeant Rabu.
Okay, Sophie Rabu?
Yes.
All right, so between the 2 of you, you watched from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. on what day?
February 22nd, 2024.
Okay, if you could have a seat, please. And in watching and looking at all of the cameras that you saw that day, we'll talk about the trailer cam separately with Detective Rabu. But did you ever see Diego Ibarra?
I did not.
Okay. And other than the trailer cam that we're going to talk about with Detective Rabu, did you see Jose Ibarra beyond that camera?
Yes. Okay.
We have a... Thank you. Besides the trailer cam that I will talk about separately with Detective Rabu, did you see Jose Ibarra?
I did not.
Okay. And did you also look between 6 a.m. and 1 p.m. for any other people who might have been suspicious, may have been up to no good?
Yes, that was the main point of the...
Okay. And did you investigate and follow up any of the things of interest for you from all of that camera review?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Detective
Hey, Mr.
Norris.
Chris. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm just- Are you considered the lead detective on this case? Is that the position that you took?
Yes.
Okay. Would it have been your job to make any DNA requests on collected evidence in the case?
In this particular case, Sergeant Saunders handled most of the evidence that was collected
Okay.
and requesting tests from the GBI.
Did you make any requests?
I did not.
Okay. But as part of your job as lead investigator, it would be your job to review everything, correct?
Yes, I have reviewed everything.
Okay. And to make any additional requests that hadn't been accomplished?
Correct.
Okay. And there were swabs taken of Laken Riley's telephone, is that correct? Swabs
Oh.
for DNA?
I did not collect those swabs.
But you're aware of the swabs being taken as lead
Yes.
investigator, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Were those swabs sent to the GBI for examination?
I do not believe so.
Okay. And so you do not know what's on those swabs,
No.
correct? All right. And you did not ask for those to be examined.
I did not.
Okay. There were swabs taken from the fingernails of Jose Ibarra, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what were those swabs taken for?
To compare DNA that was collected at the scene.
Okay. And were those swabs tested by the GBI as part of this case?
I believe so.
They were?
I'm not 100% certain at this moment, no, sir.
Okay. But you testified that you had reviewed everything. And so is it just a matter of looking back over your report, or is it just a matter of...
This is a very weird scenario. I am the lead investigator, but there were many moving parts here.
Sure.
I did review everything at one point in time, and everything that was pertinent to the case, I was made aware of at that time.
Okay.
I can't recall every single test that was done by the GBI and what those tests, what the results of those tests were.
Okay. You don't personally recall ever requesting or reviewing any results from the swabbings of the fingernails of Jose Ibarra?
I have reviewed them at one point in time, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And do you know who did those swabbings?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay. And do you know who tested those swabbings?
No, sir, I did not.
And do you know what those results were?
No, sir.
So you don't know if they were positive for Laken Riley's DNA or not?
I do not know, sir.
That would certainly be an important fact to remember, wouldn't it?
Yes,
Okay. And that would certainly be something as lead investigator that you would remember, correct?
that's correct.
Is it possible that these weren't tested?
It is possible.
Okay.
I do not recall all of the tests that were done. There were a magnitude of tests that were done in this case.
Certainly it would be something to remember, right?
Sure.
Okay. As to these videos, the videos that were introduced on your direct examination, those were not your videos, correct?
Correct.
You didn't own the cameras that were
No,
used
sir,
to
I
take
did
those?
not own any of
Okay.
those cameras.
They're not UGA videos?
No, sir.
Okay. So, aside from what you were told by these two individuals, is it Mr. Edelinsky
Yes.
and Miss
Paisley.
Paisley? Okay. So, aside from what you were told by them, do you have any independent knowledge about how these cameras work?
I have met with Mr. Edelinsky and Miss Paisley. I cannot explain to you exactly how those cameras work.
Okay.
That would have to be something that they would do.
As part of your investigation in this case, you're kind of someone who is overseeing other officers. There's a lot of other investigators and detectives and crime scene people that you're kind of overseeing. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay. Reviewing things and making sure that everything gets done correctly. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so a lot of the you're not doing a lot of the actual investigation in this case, but you're helping out where you can and you're doing your part, but there's a lot of things that are that you're kind of overseeing.
Correct. There were a lot of moving parts in this investigation.
Okay. You did do some investigation into the use of Jose Ibarra's phone, did you not?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And as part of that investigation, you came to learn that it was not just Mr. Ibarra who was using that phone. Is that right?
I learned that in October of 2023 it was possible that someone else was using that phone. That's correct.
Okay. And in fact, 2 or 3 other individuals. Is that right?
2 that
Okay.
I know of. Yes.
2 other individuals.
Yes. Besides Jose. Yes.
Okay. And that was for the main phone number that you all were investigating that was supposed to be linked to Mr. Ibarra. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And that number began with 347-358?
Yes, that sounds correct.
Okay. Judge, can I have just another question? And so just to clarify that number, the number that you all were looking at the time was 347-358-3978. Is that
Yes,
right?
that sounds correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's all the questions I have, Judge.
October of 2023 is how much prior to the murder of Laken Riley?
That'd be 4 months prior.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Anything else? Mr. Kirby?
Judge, nothing right now.
Okay, well. Can he be excused?
Potentially, actually, I'd asked to hold him for a potential rebuttal for just whatever comes down the road. So I'm just going to ask that he still abide by, well, no one invoked the rule, but I have told all of my witnesses to abide by the rule of sequestration.
Okay. You may step down and take instructions from whoever brought you here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.